Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Hi there, how are you today? So, many of you know me. My name is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials, and I named it Divine Essentials because we do basically all essential things connected to the divine. Now, many of you know me as a teacher, a Reiki master, a tarot card reader. I do a lot of different things, but one other thing that I do is I'm an advanced aromatherapist. So today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about aromatherapy and the benefits of using a diffuser. And I have this new diffuser here. This is Happy Halves Full Moon Diffuser, and they are the sponsor for this video today. So we're saying thank you to Happy Halves for sending this diffuser here. And you can see it looks like the full moon, and it has like little craters and everything. This is 2D printed, and it's all natural. It's all safe for you. I know there's like plastic material, but it's safe for you. Now the thing about this is it has a few different settings, and the settings are interesting because they're on the top here, and this little round spot, that's where you charge it. And then these little dots are how we're going to change the color. So this little dot here, when I click on it, it changes the whole moon to this bright white. And if I click on it one more time, it's like an in-between that golden yellow and that white. So you can do off, and then you can turn it to the golden color, the light color, the in-between color, and then off. So I'm going to do the light color. Now also, you guys can see the steam is steadily coming out here, right? This is the steam from the inside here. When you get it, you fill it up with 80% water, and then you add about 5 to 7 drops of essential oils. I put in lavender. They sent me a set, which we'll talk about in a minute. But on the other side, they have a little button here. And if you press that, you can turn the steam to do this. So now it's off, but it's going to come back on. Then it's going to go off, and then it's going to come back on. So you can have it set 2 different ways, where you can do, you know, a steady stream, or you can do just intervals of it so that it's not as powerful or it's not as crazy going on around you. But yeah, that's how you do it. And I'm going to turn it off to show you this part. So there's like a little lip on the top here. There's this round piece that everything's housed. And then there's this little lip here. So when you get it, you flip the lip up, and then there's this tube thing that comes out. You're going to put the water right in the hole, and you make sure that there's a little spring is in here and everything. There's like a little spring in this. And this is how the oil and the water goes up and into this little thing that turns it into steam. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know exactly how it all works, but I know that's what happens is you put the water in, and then the water comes out as steam. So that is the full moon, Happy Halves Full Moon Diffuser. And I'm going to put it back, set it here. Then the book, everything that they sent was really cute. So they sent this really cute box with the Happy Halves diffuser, and then they have like a little carrying bag here for your diffuser. Then it comes with 2 little books. This one tells you everything you need to know about keeping it clean and how to run it and how to charge it and all of that stuff. That little third hole is where you plug your USB thing in. And then this little book is just like a little extra add-on. It has some rituals, tells you about different crystals you can use, full moon, new moon stuff, just a little extras. And this one also has the information about the 6 different oils, just brief little, this is what this oil does, this is what that oil does, but they're just little brief little introductions to the essential oils that come in this kit, which they've sent me. So we're going to talk about the benefits of the ones that are in here. Now, this is a great set to get started with if you're somebody that doesn't know anything about essential oils. You know, essential oils are great for tons of things, but there's so many of them and there's so many reasons why they're good. So we have the basics here. We have lavender, we have sweet orange, we have rosemary, we have peppermint, we have bergamot, and we have frankincense. So right there you have, you know, the basics of what you would need to get started or to just to help you in a myriad of ways. So basically, diffusing essential oils is going to be able to help you with a lot of, you know, your ailments or your stress. It helps to improve sleep. It helps to get rid of stress and anxiety. It can relax your body and your mind. It can boost your immunity. It can help you with weight management. I know a lot of you guys ask about the weight management things. It can help you to repel bugs. It can help you with just getting rid of odor. It can help you with your respiratory health, your pain, cramping, bloating, IBS, you know, basically all types of ailments it can help you with, and mental, emotional, physical, so on all levels, as well as spiritual. Now, there's two ways that you can benefit from essential oils. You can benefit from the inhalation, which is basically you breathing in the you know, steam here, or you can do it through absorption, which is basically you making yourself a blend, because you don't want to ever take 100% pure therapeutic grade oils and just drop them right onto your hands, because they're very concentrated, they're very strong. If you do that, some people react to it. I'm pretty good with most of them, you know, like lavender is really soft, but peppermint can be a little, you know, rough. You don't want to be like boop, 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 rubbing it all over your face and in your eyes and stuff, because it's going to cause reactions. So you need to get a carrier oil in order for you to use it in another way. Or you would need to get, you know, witch's hazel to mix it with water to make a spray. But you can still, you know, receive the benefits either way, whether you're going to do through the absorption or whether you're going to do it through inhalation. These are great tools to have for you no matter what's going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I think we'll start with lavender. So lavender is basically like my go-to. Lavender is very relaxing, very calming. Lavender's also, though, very good for like your skin. If you were to get a cut or something like that, lavender's going to help you, you know, to clean and fight bacteria. It also helps to restore collagen. So if you got a cut or something, it would help to bring that cut, you know, back to full health really quickly. I use lavender in almost all of my recipes. I use it in my love recipe because it helps to relax people and helps to get rid of that resistance that they create when they're like, I want my person, I want my person, I want my person. This helps to calm them down. I mix it with rose because the rose brings in unconditional love, and it brings in that high vibration of love, and it engulfs them in that. So mixing those two together, it's like, here, relax in the love that you're trying to create, and then it comes to you a lot easier because you're not creating resistance. So you can use it like that, with that intention, or you can use it with, you know, rosemary. And with rosemary, I have a blend that I use. It's called Earth Goddess, and that is to be very grounded and connected to Pachamama, the spirit of the earth. So it's relaxing, it's connecting you with yourself, with your divine feminine energy. But, you know, there's a lot of benefits of rosemary. There's a lot of benefits of lavender beyond just to, you know, calm you down. You know, it could be good for your skin, it can be good for your stomach. For me, I always add lavender to any of my stomach recipes because I find that when we have IBS, like I have IBS, when we have something going on with our stomach, a lot of times stress is what's causing it to come, you know, be part of the issue. It's usually like, okay, something's going on, I'm getting stressed out, so now my stomach's reacting and I'm, you know, getting all messed up from it. So I always add lavender to something that I'm going to be using for like helping with your stomach, or helping with your anxiety, or helping with your stress, or helping with sleeping if you have a hard time sleeping. So basically it's great for calming you down in a way, in so many different ways. It's great for your skin, it's great for, you know, just being like I feel like it's a great one because it's not very strong smelling, like it's not overpowering, so it's a great one to mix with others when you are in doubt about what should I put together with this one. So if you look in my recipe book, it's basically lavender, 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 lavender. There's a few in there that I don't have lavender mixed into, but lavender is my staple. Lavender's always inside of something. With rosemary, rosemary, you know, we'll see what they say in here, but rosemary is good for calming and relaxing as well. They say if you're stressed or need some extra self-confidence, it can soothe you, serve your nervous system, and support a healthy metabolism. So like I was saying, you can use it for your stomach, you can use it for calming yourself down. If you know, just aren't feeling great, I feel like rosemary is kind of a similar one to lavender. But when I put these two together, people absolutely loved it. They loved it no matter how I did it. If I was going to make a spray or was going to make a blend that you drop onto your hands, if I did the roll-ons, if I did the body butter, if I did the sugar scrub, if I did the salt scrub, didn't matter what I made with Earth Goddess, everybody would just kind of take it all and it would be gone by the end of the day. So those two right there in this kit, you could mix these two together in your diffuser and make that scent of the Earth Goddess, but also make that intention of the Earth Goddess to get you to get grounded, to get connected, to be supported by Pachamama, you know, and to help you to connect to the spirit of the earth. So I, you know, recommend probably doing like 5 drops of each, because lavender, well, lavender, 7 drops of lavender equals like 2 drops of peppermint. So peppermint's very strong, so you only need 2 drops of peppermint to get to the same amount of like strength that you need 7 drops of lavender for. Rosemary takes 5 drops. So I would say if you were going to do something in here where they only recommend putting in, you know, like 7 drops, I would do maybe 4 of the lavender and 3 of the rosemary, and then you have, you know, kind of an equivalent to what it's going to smell like when I make it. It's kind of a science too with essential oils, but you know, with aromatherapy in general, it can be a little bit overwhelming at first, but once you get it, once you understand it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It's not that hard. Once you know the numbers too, like, oh, lavender's a 7, rosemary's a 5, you go from there. You know how many drops to put in your roll-on or put in your 2-ounce bottle for spray or to put in whatever. This tells you straight up, you know, only put so many drops, so you would have to deduct the amount if you were going to mix 2 together. So if you were going to use something like peppermint and let's say you're going to make my Vortex Blend, because I have a Vortex Blend that is peppermint, lavender, and sweet orange. So sweet orange is a 7, lavender is a 7, and peppermint is a 2. So 2 drops of peppermint is as strong as 7 drops of lavender and as 7 drops of sweet orange. Now when I mix these 3 together, it's to create the vortex. Now the reason for that is because it relaxes you, gets rid of your stress with the lavender, but it also enhances your mood. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel upbeat because of the sweet orange. Sweet orange is something that's going to make people feel really happy. They're going to feel really good. You know, it's just uplifting and encouraging, and it's sweet, you know. So there's those 2. And then with the peppermint's also like a stimulant. The peppermint is also one that can like bring back good memories, you know, like when you think about Christmas and you think about different times of the year when you're connecting with peppermint. That's the great thing about aromatherapy too, is it invokes memories with people. So using that as a tool as an aromatherapist has been something I do. So say I had someone come to me, and I used to do these things where I would have them sit with me and I would ask them what's going on, and they would be like, I'm really stressed out, you know, I'm miserable, I'm unhappy, I'm depressed, you know, and they just list off a whole bunch of things. So what I would do is say, all right, so they need like, you know, some energy, they need an enhancement, they need a little boost, so I'm going to grab some peppermint. And, you know, they're feeling miserable, they're depressed, so I'm going to give them some orange. And then they're stressed out and they have anxiety and they're not sleeping, so I'm going to give them some lavender. And a great blend is usually 3 to 5 oils. So I usually, you know, if there was more here, what I would do is grab like 10 and then take some away, you know, kind of intuitively feel my way through it. And then I would take 3 to 5 of the oils that felt right or appropriate for that person based off of what they do. I take off all of the tops and I smell them like this, you know, to see how those 3 smell together. And if they smell good together, I keep that blend. If they don't smell so good together, I figure out which one's kind of throwing it off, and I set it aside and I try with like a different one, or I just try these 2. And depending on the smell, depending on what they do, is how I come up with my blends. So my Vortex blend is sweet orange, peppermint, and lavender. And like I said, it's going to relax you, but it's going to uplift your mood. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to help with depression. It's going to help with anxiety. It will help you to, you know, have a good day and, you know, get some good rest. The lavender would be great for you to connect in meditation, and the peppermint would be great for like uplifting you to go connect with like the galactic energies. So that is why I ended up doing this as my Vortex blend. Now with these, lavender and orange being 7 and peppermint being 2, I might do, you know, 3 and 3 and 1. You know, 3 drops of lavender, 3 drops of orange, and 1 drop of peppermint into a diffuser to make the, you know, vortex smell or scent appropriately. And then what I do as well when I'm creating, you know, candles, when I'm creating the sprays, when I'm creating, you know, the twin flame roll-on or whatever one it is, I open my vortex and I infuse whatever I'm making with energy and frequency. So when I put those drops into here, I'm going to put my hands around it and I'm going to infuse the energy. I'm going to open the vortex and bring down the energy and frequency of whatever it is into this with my intention. So not only do we have the benefits of the essential oils, we're infusing it with our energy and our intention. So that's why, you know, I like to mix the 2 things together, and they're very beneficial on many different levels. So, you know, lavender and rosemary are great to put together. Lavender, sweet orange, and peppermint are great to put together. Another combination that we have here is frankincense and lavender. So frankincense is great for your skin. Frankincense is very powerful. Frankincense is used a lot. Frankincense has been used a lot within like medicinal things. It's a great memory improver. It's good for depression. It's going to help with, you know, just like killing germs. And I use this as like a grounding, protecting, abundance one too. If I put frankincense with patchouli and myrrh and 2 other ingredients, I have frankincense, patchouli, and myrrh, cedarwood, and the other one's slipping my mind for some reason, but I put, you know, 5 different oils together for my abundance one, and you can see it right on the label, what I put in. That's another thing with essential oils. If you do make something, you have to label it so that if somebody uses it and they're, you know, have a reaction, the FDA makes it so that you have to label everything. You can't keep your recipe a secret. You know, you don't put how many drops of each thing are in it, but you put down, you know, what it is. So frankincense, patchouli, myrrh are great for abundance, but frankincense on its own is just great and protective. It's going to be good for grounding, and lavender is very relaxing and also would help to be grounding. So just doing like lavender and frankincense together, you know, and frankincense, I believe, it's pretty strong, but I still believe you would you know use like at least 6 or 7 drops of it. So I would, you know, do half and half with the lavender and the frankincense, you know, into the diffuser. You know, like 3 drops and 3 drops, or maybe 4 drops of the lavender and 3 drops of the frankincense. Because like I said, it's very powerful. It's strong in the sense of what it does, not necessarily in the sense of its scent, but it's also great for your skin. It's great to get rid of germs. People use this a lot within medicinal things that they're creating, and you know, these 2 would be great together. So the last one that's here is bergamot, and bergamot is kind of like, you know, good for your positive mood. It's good for reducing inflammation. It's an antiseptic. It's uplifting, you know, and it's also cleansing. You can a lot of times use it in like shampoos or soaps. And so with bergamot, you know, you could make like something, you know, like a soap or a salt scrub or sugar scrub or something like that. Like salt scrub and sugar scrub's pretty easy. You just need some salt, you need a carrier oil. If you're making you know, you want to maybe get some magnesium, maybe get some sea salt and some Himalayan salt, and maybe add some lavender to it, maybe add some rose to it. I'm in the midst of making some salt scrubs right now, and I have all of those items that I got for it. So I'm like, you might wanna, but that's what I'm gonna be putting into it. And let's see what they say about bergamot in here. They say, use bergamot if you're feeling stressed or need some extra self-confidence. It can soothe the nervous system and support a healthy metabolism. So this one's great for your stomach as well. It's good for you to, like, you know, just have confidence in something. So if you were feeling a little stressed out or you weren't feeling confident in what you were doing, you could, you know, put this in with a little bit of orange. Orange and bergamot would be good together because they're kind of both sweet. But with bergamot, I believe bergamot isn't as many drops as the others. I think that bergamot may be like a 5 or even less. It could be like a 4. I have them all written down, so I'm not like I don't remember all of them. I have a book that I write everything down in, and I keep track of everything. But you can also Google and ask, you know, how many drops of orange should I use to how many drops of peppermint, or how many drops of this to this. But for the most part right here, these are all great starters. Bergamot, you know, sweet orange, and lavender, and frankincense, and rosemary, and peppermint. Those would all be great ones to get you going and to get you started with aromatherapy. And like I said, you can intuitively mix them together. It doesn't matter, you know, like if it just smells good to you, you can use it for that, just to smell good. But if you wanted to do intention for, you know, say you wanted to bring in love, like I do all different blends for love. I have my love potion, which we don't have those oils here, so I'm not going to talk about it, but you know, there's different ones that do different things. There's some that are aphrodisiacs. There's some that are good for attracting abundance. There's some that are good for making you feel confident. There's some that are good for being grounded and stable. There's some for pain. Like peppermint is great for pain. If you have, you know, like sore muscles, or your feet are sore, or you know, just like aches and pains, peppermint's a really good one for that. You know, you can make it into like a muscle rub almost with like a carrier oil, and just mix in some drops of peppermint, and then it boosts your energy. It helps with circulation. It helps with respiratory issues. It's gonna, you know, help you to get rid of any nervous tension. It's gonna help with soothing irritability. It can help you with IBS. So you could mix this with bergamot, and peppermint would be good for your stomach. You know, if you are having stomach cramps or stomach issues, you could, you know, do inhalation through the diffuser, or you could do it through a separate different thing. Whatever you really wanted to do, you can make a spray. But like I said, oil and water do not mix appropriately, just like putting them together. So you would need like an astringent, like you would need witch's hazel, or you would need alcohol, just a little tiny bit into the bottle, the bottom of the bottle. Put your drops of oil into that, and then you fill it with water. That way it mixes through the water really good. But with these, for whatever reason, they don't have us do that. I feel like it's because of whatever they're doing here is creating the steam. It adds its own thing. It's like it's bubbling, it's moving, it's constantly, you know, shaking up, like as opposed to getting a spray and leaving it on your counter and it's just sitting there. The oil and the water are going to separate. So putting in a little bit of witch's hazel or a little bit of alcohol keeps that from happening. So you don't have to shake it up every time you spray it. And even after a while, I think it would still separate. So that's why I say you would want to have something like witch's hazel to make a spray. But really, the sprays are pretty easy other than that. You can just add water, your witch's hazel, and whatever drops you like, and whatever size bottle you're making will depend. You know, like 4 ounces can be all the way up to like 30 drops of essential oils. And essential oils are very, very strong because they are made, let's put it this way, 1 drop of rose takes like 1,000 rose petals to create 1 drop of rose. So they're very concentrated. You want to make sure you get 100% therapeutic grade, which these are, and usually you can tell that they are because of the size of the bottle that they come in. They're very concentrated, so they're usually not huge. But sometimes what people will do is they'll take a bottle like this with bergamot, dump half of it out, and then fill half of it with, you know, carrier oil. Like they'll put coconut oil, or they'll put grapeseed oil, or they'll put some sort of oil in there and say on it that, but people who do not know aromatherapy won't know the difference. So they'll pay, you know, good money for something that isn't healthy or good for them, isn't going to be as strong as it would be if they actually got the full bottle and then got a big bottle of coconut oil and made their own stuff, you know. So always make sure you get 100% therapeutic grade essential oils. And hopefully this has helped you to kind of understand. I did make a little bit of notes here. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I covered everything. So we talked about the peppermint, the lavender, the frankincense, the bergamot. We talked about the different recipes that you can make out of here, the little benefits about what happens when you diffuse, and that's pretty much it. So I'll show you guys one more time. This is the stuff that Happy Has sent to us. These are all cute little aromatherapy tools that you can use for your health, for your wealth, for your love, for your manifesting, for your grounding and stabilizing, for connecting, for setting intentions. You can do it at the new moon and the full moon. You can do it every night before you go to bed. You can do it while you're taking a nice hot bath. You can put essential oils right into the bath water with you to help you there too, like a little bit of frankincense and a little bit of lavender would be good. One thing you're not supposed to do that I do is that when I break out, if I have frankincense or lavender nearby, I'll take a little dab and put it right onto my pimple, and it's like gone within a day. So they really are good for your skin. If you get a rash or something, they help with that. If you've got pimples, you can, you know, get rid of them. Some of them are good for SPF, like they protect you from the sun. Some will enhance it, so you really want to look into which one's which if you're going to use it as like sunblock. But you never just directly apply it to your skin unless you know exactly what you're doing. And like I said, they sent us this cute little book with little tools in it, like which crystal to use on the new moon and the full moon. And then this tells you everything you need to know about the diffuser itself and how it was made. It's BPA free. It's got the wooden stand that's made recyclable wood. It runs through vibrations with 2.5 million vibrations per second instead of emitting heat. This means the plastic, water, and oils are never heated while diffusing, and that the BPA-free plastic never interacts with the essential oils. So, there you go. And then it tells you how to clean your full moon, the safety instructions, you know, how to create beautiful moments with this, about the different essential oils that come with it, if you were to get the set here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys learned something, benefited a little bit knowing about essential oils. And you know what, I think I'll turn off the light here so you can see this in. So this is the light color, this is the in-between color, this is the brightest color. And like I said, you can charge it right here, and over here you can turn off the steam, or you can turn it on to a steady stream ahead. And there's a lot of water in here, so I think it would last a real long time. I think they need to be charged every couple of hours, but I'm sure it would last a while once it's all charged up and ready to go. So this is pretty cool, and hopefully you guys will be able to, you know what you're doing a little bit. And anytime you're in doubt, you can always Google and ask Google, what essential oil does this, or what essential oil should I use for my stress, or what essential oil should I use for my breakout, or what essential oil should I use for my stomach ache. Anything that you've got going on, I always say, if there's anything wrong, there's an essential oil for it. Literally, there's an essential oil for everything, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. They've got an oil for it. So thank you guys very much. Imune, namaste.